Waking up every single day with a ball of anxiety in your head is not normal. And I once stood up in front of a room of 100 people and told everyone it was normal, because at the time I didn't know how to make sense of it. I only knew how to manage it. And I'm going to tell you today how you can actually wake up feeling free, calm, and actually not be someone that's overstimulated, tired and alert from the moment they wake up, and someone that's actually excited. Before we get into that today, my name's Kristian Hill. I'm the founder of Ready for Anything, a coaching program for high performers, entrepreneurs, execs that really want to build a strong body, a calm mind and undeniable standards, so that they can take that into everything else they're doing in their life as well. And make sure that you've hit subscribe to the channel, because I'm posting a bit of content for 30 days. I think this is day 4 or 5, but we're getting there, man, we're getting there. And I'm just at the gym right now, got an amazing pump, had a fantastic session. So the way you need to imagine your mind is that your mind is like, it's been programmed constantly. It's been programmed from the day that you're born. The day you're born, you can't speak, you can't make sense of your emotions, you're goo goo gaga, you don't know what's going on. And then you go through your life, and life pummels every bit out of you, takes it away. You're born fearless, you don't know anything, and life just molds you into this person. And it's who you end up becoming in your teens and your 20s. And that's when it becomes your decision to change that, to evolve that, to develop that. When you start breaking away from living at home with your parents, being at school, being at university, you really start to run into all the challenges and the problems, and mental health, all these labels, all these things. And if you do not rise up and take ownership of your body and your mind, then you end up just becoming someone that becomes a victim to society. You have to be so careful. That's why I'm going to walk this way, because the wind is over there and it's just going to knock the sound away, and I don't have my mic with me right now. But yeah, man, you have to be so careful. Anyway, that's a very high level story to kind of understand how your mind works and why you never, the work on it never ends. It's like your muscle, like you're always working on your mind every single day. However, as you enter your job, your career, whatever it is you do professionally, there's a lot of things that come your way that become very hard. How to manage the demands of a day, how to deal with the stressors. In the modern world that we live in now, we're very easily connected, and we're very easy to get in touch with, so it becomes bloodlines on where your boundaries are in regards to your work. Now, if you work for yourself, then you have to set them for yourself, but if you work for someone else, you have to make sure that you're clear on what your boundaries are. And depending on what that job is if it's a very well set outlined job that has very clear boundaries, that's good. But maybe you work for a small company that's in the first few years and it's a startup and there's a lot of bloodlines there, so it's very easy to start to get to the point where you want to climb the ladder and whatever it is you're doing, you want to push, you want to do well, and you start going, I'll just do a little bit extra work at night time. I start doing a little bit extra work in the evening, and all of a sudden it's a Saturday morning and you're lying in bed looking at your emails, looking at your WhatsApp. What you do not realise that you're doing is you're wiring your brain and making it on high alert from the moment you get up to the moment you go to sleep. And depending on how long you've been doing that for, is going to really depend on where your head's going to be at with that. I suffered from this for a very long period of time because I just had no boundaries for myself. I was someone that just accepted that things were meant to be hard, that I was meant to graft, I was meant to do lots of work. So I started to build up this psychology and this story in my mind that I was meant to feel the way I was feeling, and this is all part of it. It's not. It's just poor standards, poor boundaries that you've let build up over a period of time. So the first thing you need to be doing is you need to be identifying, like, what are the stories, what are the fears that are fueling your actions? Because me just telling you to put your phone away in the morning, to not check your emails, I'll be honest with you, it's not going to do it. For some, it might just be permission. It might be like, yeah man, that's great, man, like no one's ever actually said that to me, I might do that, but that's for a select few. There's going to be a load of yous going, I've tried that before, it doesn't work, and I find myself just going on my phone. The first thing you need to do is actually think about, right, what are the beliefs, what are the stories that I've told myself? The hustle and grind culture, the chew glass mentality, the work until your eyes bleed, like, I need to be working this many days to be successful. If I want to make this much money, I need to be working 7 days a week. That's what other people in the office do, that's what other people in my industry do. Like, you need to identify, like, what are the stories that you have told yourself that are fueling this erratic behaviour for you to be on from the moment you wake up. And you need to identify what they are. So I want you to just take a bit of time And think about that, right? If you're watching this right now and you're like, no, I've not got time to do that. This is stuff that you have to be very conscious about, and it requires a lot of effort. Otherwise, if it was easy, then everyone would be doing it, and a lot of people wouldn't be struggling with it. So sit and think about, what are those stories? What are the things that are fueling that fear-driven action? Because that's what it is, guys. It's fear-driven action. Maybe you're at a point right now where you feel that your back's up against the wall with money. You feel like you're not moving the direction you want to move in. It might be that. It might be that you've told yourself when you're in that position you need to work super hard. But at what cost, guys? Because this is the question you really need to be asking yourself. What type of leader does your family, your team, your clients, your customers need right now? A highly erratic, tired, low energy, uninspired leader, or someone that's got great energy? Because we're human beings, guys, we're not robots. We need to make sure that we're filling up our own cup. We also need to make sure that we're emptying that cup in order to fill it up. Taking time off, down-regulating your nervous system, learning to understand when to push, when to pull. And if you're always in this like push energy, you're going to be like an unstoppable force against an immovable object. That's the first thing you need to do. And then once you've done that, this is going to be a process. You need to start being like, right, just what's not acceptable now? Like, phone in the bedroom, buy an alarm clock, man. Like, buy an alarm clock, get it out the room. Checking emails at like first thing in the day, it's just not acceptable. Who needs you at that time? Because some people will be sitting there going, yeah, but like, I need to be doing that. If you've properly answered that first question, you see that it's a story that you've actually placed on your own head. You've told yourself that story, therefore it's not true. And if you work somewhere where they're telling you to check your emails, and you need to be on from the moment you need to get up, guess what? You need to get a new job, because that's not a good job. That's just destroying your life and destroying your mental health, destroying your relationships. But nobody's in a job like that, right? There is a few people that are in jobs like that. Maybe they work for a small startup, a very erratic boss, right? It does happen. I have had it with certain clients as well. So yeah, and you need to be starting to break down these behaviours. And this is going to take time. This isn't, oh my God, Kristian, I've implemented what you say and I feel so much better now. Everything's better, my life has changed. No. If you've done this, depending on how long you've done this for, it's going to leave a certain level of hard wiring. And there's going to be like a weird buffer phase where you're like a junkie. It's an addiction. You have created a dependency and an addiction, and you have to change that. So you have to work hard at this stuff. So identify the story. What is it that you've been telling yourself that's keeping you there? And then align the actions to stop that. Anyway, hope you took a lot away from that. As always, make sure you've hit subscribe to the channel. Hope you have a fantastic day. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.